Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Human Reproduction, and today in this video we are going to complete the last part of this chapter, which is part 5. So let's begin with the first question, which was asked in the year 2012. Identify the human developmental stage shown below as well as the related right place of its occurrence in a normal pregnant woman and select the right option for the two together. So what is this stage actually? Very easy to identify. What do you think it is? It's the blastocyst and the uterine wall. Okay, it's the developmental stage is blastocyst and the site of occurrence is the uterine wall. So you can see the divisions there, very easy to understand. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. The signals for parturition originate from dash. Very easy question. We already saw it in part 4. So I think all of you must know what the answer is. Parturition is a process of, what is it actually? It talks about the delivery of the fetus. So unless and until the baby is in the mother's womb, you will not tell it as baby or child or whatever. It is simply called as fetus. Only after it is delivered from the mother's womb, you call it as baby. Otherwise, the term that is given for it is fetus. The signals for the parturition originate from the fully developed fetus and the placenta that induce uterine contractions. So that is when the pain comes in because of the contractions in the women. Okay, this triggers the release of the oxytocin hormone from the pituitary. This in turn leads to the expulsion of the baby out of the uterus. So it is from the placenta as well as from the fetus. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Next question here. The first movements of the fetus and the appearance of hair on its head are usually observed during which month of pregnancy? So, any idea? In human beings, after 1 month of pregnancy, the embryo's heart is formed. By the end of the second month of pregnancy, the fetus develops limbs and digits. By the end of 12 weeks, major organ systems are also formed. After 5th month, the first movement of the fetus is and appearance of the hair on its head are observed. By the end of 24 weeks, the body is covered with hairs, eyelids separate, and eyelashes are also formed. So it is the 5th month. So I've given enough explanation for it. Whatever I explained is to your right side. You can go through it. Next question here. Which one of the following statements about the morula in human is correct? Therefore, the right answer, what you think would be the answer here. But before that, let's discuss what is morula. Have you heard about the term morula? See, it is a solid ball of cells resulting from the division of the fertilized ovum and from which a blastula is formed. So what is it? You can call it as solid ball. Okay, they are cells, a solid ball of cells resulting from the division of the fertilized ovum. So now that I've given you the answer, you should be able to understand what the answer is. It is almost equal quantity of cytoplasm as an uncleaved zygote, but much more of DNA. Okay, so which statement out of the 4 is correct? If you see, the first option A itself is correct. Morula is a solid ball contained within the zone of pellucida. It has almost equal quantity of cytoplasm and more DNA also. Therefore, the right answer is option A. Next question here. Fetal ejection reflex in human female is induced by dash. Very easy question. It's again the repeated question. 2 sites, one from the placenta as well as from the fully developed fetus, you get this fetal ejection reflex. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Next question here. A change in the amount of the yolk and its distribution in the egg will affect the dash. A change in the amount of yolk and its distribution in the egg will affect pattern of cleavage. Okay, the pattern of cleavage is influenced by the amount of yolk that is present in the egg. In eggs with less yolk, the cleavages are equal and the resulting blastomeres are of similar size. If the yolk is localized, such as in frog's egg, or if the cleavage, if it is not in the appropriate amount, of course the cleavage becomes unequal. The cells derived from the yolk region are larger than those derived from the region without the yolk. Therefore, the right answer to this question is, what does it affect? The pattern of cleavage, which is option A. Next question here. Which extra embryonic membrane in humans prevent the desiccation of the embryo inside the uterus? What helps in that? It's the amnions. It is an extra embryonic membrane in the what is it actually? It is extra embryonic membrane which in human prevents the desiccation of the embryo inside the uterus. Amnion is a member that encloses the embryo of the reptiles, birds, mammals within the amniotic cavity. This cavity is filled with fluid. What fluid? Amniotic fluid, in which the embryo is protected from desiccation or by external pressure. But if the pressure is going to go beyond the limit, obviously it will get desiccated. Right? What they call it as abortion. Therefore, the right answer is option D. Next question here. During embryonic development, the establishment of polarity along anterior, posterior, dorsal, ventral or medial lateral axis is called as dash. They've mentioned everything here. Anterior, posterior, dorsal, ventral. So together you can call it as organizer phenomena. An organizer is a signaling aligning center that directs the development of the embryo. So it can be any part, any side, any direction. The right answer is simply called as organizer phenomena. Okay. Next question here. Cleavage in mammalian egg is dash. What is it actually? Cleavage is what? The cut, the division. Cleavage in human zygote is actually holoblastic, but it is actually unequal holoblastic. That is, it divides the zygote and the blastomeres completely into daughter cells, but it is unequal. Okay, therefore the right answer is option C. Next question here. Extra embryonic membranes of the mammalian embryo are derived from dash. This is also a very easy question. All of you should know what the answer is. It's not from the formative follicle or inner cell mass. It is from the trophoblast. 4 extra embryonic membranes are present in the mammals, which originally arise from the trophoblast versus ammonia, chorion, allantolysis, and yolk sac. The trophoblast is the outermost layer of the Marula. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B. Okay, next question here. Gonads develop from the embryonic dash. So I'm going to give you an explanation to your right side so it will be easy for you to understand. So when we talk about layers, we have ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. Okay, so the ectoderm produces liver, epidermis, glands, hair, nervous system. Endoderm is responsible for pancreas, lining in the urinary bladder, etc. Mesoderm is the one which is associated with dermis, most of the cells, muscles, kidneys, gonads, etc. So gonads develop from embryonic mesoderm. Therefore, the right answer is option C. Okay, so this is a very short video actually. We just had very less number of questions. So I hope everything was understandable for you. With this, we complete the last part of this chapter, Human Reproduction Part 5. Hope to meet you in another new chapter with another set of questions. Thank you for watching.